What's a genuine question you have that Google can't seem to answer but maybe somebody on Reddit can? Part 2. How does eating specific protein supplements like collagen help with specific things like hair and nail growth? Don't all proteins that we eat get broken down into individual amino acids, or tripeptides at most, before being absorbed anyway? Oh, I have a bit of real-world experience in this. I'm a mycologist and I have to review bullshit mushroom supplement papers all the time. The running idea behind all the BS is that if you need more collagen, for instance, taking collagen means all the amino acids needed for collagen will be available. Kind of like saying if you had to build a barn, buying a disassembled barn would make it easier because you'd have all the parts for sure. Is there any truth to this? I dunno. As far as I know, if you're eating a rounded diet you have all the components already, so you basically have a whole lumber yard at your disposal anyway. Hope that helped. Finally. I hope I'm not too late, because this has been bothering me for years. Why is the large bread cheaper than the small bread in Houston? It's the exact same bread. Same ingredients, same taste, same size slices, everything. The only differences are. That's it. This is the case in every grocery store I've seen in Houston: Kroger, Randall's, Target, even Walmart. The small bread is always more expensive and has been for years. There is no conceivable reason anyone should be buying the small bread here. Even if you kept your bread in an oddly short bread basket, it would be cheaper to just buy the large loaf and throw out a few slices. And don't say it's something about scale. That doesn't add up. If it was cheaper to produce the large loaves, then they'd stop producing the small loaves. It's the exact same bread. The exact same bread. Help me, Reddit. Likely due to WIC requirements. http://ai org/files/flat_food_card_fi11 PDF. The small was 16 ounces, which meets the standard for white bread. People using WIC have to buy the 16 ounces size. With the captive market, the seller can increase price of that particular size. Cash shoppers can opt for the better deal. Whole wheat bread shouldn't have the same problem. Why do some instruments have to transpose while others don't? Why didn't they just name the sound of a concert C instead of transposing? They standardized the names of notes with finger positions instead of the actual audible note that is being played. This is so that when you play an instrument that is pitched differently you don't need to learn an entirely new set of finger positions to correspond with notes. It benefits people who want to switch between tenor, alto, baritone, etc. versions of their instrument. But unfortunately it leaves a bit of hassle for people playing instruments that aren't pitched to C, and they need to transpose. Hopefully this explanation was clear enough to answer your question. Sometimes, when I'm falling asleep, I get this weird sense that I'm tiny inside my body but my hands and arms feel ginormous. I've always wondered if anyone else has ever experienced this, knew what the heck this strange phenomenon was called, or if anyone could explain why this happens. Don't know what it's called, but I know exactly the sensation you are describing. You feel almost like your physical body is microscopic but infinitely huge at the same time. When I mentioned it to my BF, he also knew exactly what I was talking about. My dog's coat has started to smell like brownies in the last 2 months. His diet hasn't changed and I've bathed him since and it still smells. I'm definitely not complaining, BC, it's much more pleasant than dog smell, but can anyone tell me why? Edit, it's his flea collar. I put it on him around the same time he started smelling like this. Can't believe I didn't think of it. Thanks for all the info, guys. Smiley face. Here's a pic of my brownie boy Mars. https://imager.com/tjycvov. JPG. A sweet smell in the home can indicate a bedbug infestation. It's probably not the same on the dog, but I would recommend checking their fur and skin for pests, then get a vet check. Strangely, my dog has started to smell like waffles with maple syrup. It's an oddly specific odor, and is all over his fur. We have not eaten waffles with syrup at home, ever. It's kinda freaking me out. Cuddling with him, though? +10. How do people cut their nails in jail? Do they give you scissors/clippers? Do you need to do it under supervision? Do you bite your nails? I've tried to look for an answer on Google but with little luck. Hey, a question I can answer. Currently a CO in Ontario, Canada. There are specific days where staff are issued nail clippers for inmates. just like razors. An inmate will request the clippers, you note who requested it and when. The condition of the clippers going into the area, similarly you note when it gets returned, what time and the condition. If it goes missing you know who to ping it on. I once read that there is a term for how certain words gradually become offensive if they are used to describe, for example, people with mental problems. Originally words like idiot and retarded were not offensive. They were medical terms for someone with limited cognitive function. But eventually people start using those terms as insults, and so you have to change the medical term, because it's weird to call someone with Down syndrome an idiot. What's the term for this? It can probably be Googled, but I've tried with no luck. Steven Pinker coined the term euphemism treadmill. More generally, it is called semantic exaggeration when a word whose meaning used to be benign or even positive becomes used as a negative. Other semantic changes of note: broadening, narrowing, amelioration, bleaching. I can do this weird thing. I honestly can't explain it any better than I can make myself feel like I'm being electrocuted/falling. All I have to do is concentrate and I can make it happen. Does anyone have an idea of what this thing I have is called? Edit. I got so many replies I can't keep up with them. I mainly feel it in my hips/spine. Vaccinate your kids and stay in school. No idea if there's a real term, but it's a mini superpower if you think about it. I have one too. Whenever I get sick, even before any symptoms appear, I can smell water. It will smell like bananas. So whenever I'm showering and I smell bananas, I know with 100% certainty that I'll wake up sick the next day. I can vibrate my eardrums to the point I don't have to plug my ears to drown out the voice of people talking to me. Overuse and long-term use are what concern me though. What language consumes the fewest calories? For example, if reading War and Peace out loud in English burned 1,000 calories, would reading it out loud in Spanish, word for word, burn 1,300 calories? I don't know, but I do know that speedrunners often run video games in Japanese because it's fewer written characters than English and therefore slightly quicker to get through text. How loud is the average blink? I don't know, but imagine if it sounded like someone screaming every time you blinked. What movie does the quote, "Come on gypsies, let's ride," come from? Had a teacher in high school who used it and said we would never find it. Pretty sure this is the 1969 film Wild Gypsies. https://m imdb.com/title/tt01927996/. It's an old obscure unrated B movie/softcore porn. A group of gypsies vow vengeance on a runaway who murdered one of their own. Lust and intrigue run throughout the story about the mysterious and wild life of the wandering gypsies. Why does my cat demand running water in the bathroom sink to pee and poop? Google has left me feeling alone with my weird, water-obsessed cat. She always has clean, fresh kitty litter which she'll use if we aren't around, but when we're home she'll meow at us until we turn the water on for her. Please tell me she's not the only one. A friend of mine has a cat that must have someone acknowledge his running water bowl. Let me explain. Cat is thirsty. Instead of just drinking from the bowl that has the running water, cat goes to human and meows. Human says, "What? You want blood blubs?" and walks to the water bowl. Human simply looks at the water dish and says, "Yup. I see the blub blubs." Only then will the cat drink. There was a video of a greasy old man pulling his mouth open to make this hideous goat noise. My husband and I can no longer find it. Can you, Reddit? Here it is. https://youtube b/_HLKZJM_ABC. Here lately I've been adding Reddit to the end of my search on Google and I tend to find the answer I'm looking for much easier. I do this too. I would much rather read a straightforward conversation about a subject than some stupid long article filled with 3 paragraphs of setup for the topic before they even get to answering the question. There is so much garbage clutter out there. Here is an example of what I mean. Look at the title of this garbage post. Mystery of the Coral Castle Explained. This article claims to explain the methods used to build the Coral Castle. But it does everything but that. The whole article just dances around all the background information instead of actually answering the question. And right when he's about to finally answer the question, he literally stops dead in his tracks and ends the article. This is so infuriating. His entire article adds nothing new to the internet. Everything he said is already out there in 1,000 other articles online. His article is just a huge pile of trash. You know what a Reddit forum would have looked like? Top comment would have been a super brief breakdown of the actual answer, and some following comments would have added some beneficial information. People upvote the interesting stuff. Reddit is a great way, most of the time, to get directly to the point and weed through all the garbage. Reddit has its flaws too, don't get me wrong. But if I'm searching a question on Google and I see a Reddit link, you can bet anything that's going to be the first link I click. Like, comment, subscribe, share, download, embed, save, dab, yeet. Have a great day, fam.